ZANU-PF Politburo, set for its 330th ordinary session at the party headquarters on Wednesday, the 26th of June 2019. The party secretary for information and publicity, Ambassador S.K. Moyo, gave this press briefing.
His Excellency, the President and First Secretary, Comrade Edim Nangagwa, welcomed members to the 330th ordinary session of the Politburo, and wished the meeting fruitful deliberations. 2, in his operative remarks, the President and First Secretary stated that government has continued to deepen the reform agenda across all sectors of the economy. The latest being the gazetting of Statutory Instrument 142 of 2019, which stipulates that the ZIM dollar, as denoted by the bond notes and coins, as well as the RTGS, as the only legal tender in the country, thus doing away with the multi-currency system. 3, the President and First Secretary, Comrade Edim Nangagwa, appealed to the party leadership across all structures to explain the new developments to our members and indeed the generality of the people within our communities and across the nation. This is in reference to the statutory instrument I've just referred to. His Excellency stressed that as the party leadership, we must be incorruptible and diligent, focusing on the people's most urgent problems and strive to resolve them. 5, His Excellency called on the party and government not to tire in preaching peace, unity, and love among our people. 6, the President reminded the meeting of the recent launch of the tripartite negotiating forum, which seeks to enhance dialogue towards development of a social contract among government, the business, and labor. 7, on the international relations front, His Excellency stressed that we continue with our engagement and a re-engagement drive. 8, the President reminded the Politburo that over the last few days, ending yesterday, Zimbabwe successfully hosted the Africa Wildlife Economy Summit in Victoria Falls, co-sponsored by the United Nations and the AU. The summit was also attended by the presidents of Namibia, Botswana, and Zambia, inclusive of a number of ministers from the African continent. The party must ensure that the membership remains mobilized, disciplined, and focused, stressed the President. Number 9, press statement by the National Executive of the Youth League. The press statement by the National Executive of the Youth League, issued at a press conference on Monday, the 24th of June 2019, was debated extensively, centering mainly on corruption. Several members of the Politburo made their observations and contributions. Whilst the youth may not have followed procedure in issuing their statement on Monday, there was urgent need to pronounce at all levels zero tolerance on corruption. This cancerous malady called corruption must be eradicated once and for all. Appropriate measures must be taken to clean the party and the nation at large of massive corruption. This, of course, includes government and the private sector. Corruption is like a field fire across the breadth and length of this country. His Excellency the President and First Secretary, in view of this development, will constitute a commission of inquiry to investigate the allegations presented by the Youth League. This was unanimously endorsed by the Politburo. Seven, in the absence of the National Political Commissar, Comrade Victor Matemadanda, who's out on business, the principal of the Chitepo School of Ideology, Comrade Munyarazi Machacha, gave a comprehensive commissariat report, as well as the operations of the School of Ideology. That's the end of my statement.
In response to various questions from members of the media, the party spokesperson had this to say.
I've told you that the matter was discussed extensively, and in the end, we took a position, and the position is what just I've stated. The President is setting up a commission of inquiry which will investigate all the issues which were raised by the Youth League. But we did emphasize also that as a party we've got a constitution, and the Youth League must learn to follow procedure. When you've got a commission of inquiry, you don't act on anything until you get a report from the commission. That report will indicate to the President what action he has to take. This matter was debated extensively, but the youth were also reminded that it is important to respect the Constitution and follow procedure. And they have to do that in future. Everybody has to follow procedure in the party. Nobody's above the Constitution. But what is important is that the president is setting up a commission of inquiry to investigate all these allegations which the youth have put across, and they say they'll still bring more. So the outcome of those investigations will, of course, naturally assist on the way forward. What happens next? When there are allegations, you investigate. Allegations are allegations. They could be true, they may not be true, but let the commission do its work. Investigate them. If they are true, His Excellency will know what action to take. If they are not true, so be it. Are you saying when something has gone wrong in your home, in your house, you have to keep away until the investigation is over? You go and lodge somewhere? No, they've apologized. These are disciplined youth. They apologize. This is how decisions are taken. And we move forward as a family. But if you have done something wrong and the commission says so, it's up to the president to decide what to do. But certainly I think it's being fair to everybody. If you've got the facts, then of course there's no point of you being investigated. You look you up. But if the allegations, you can't just go around collecting people. There'll be nobody in town. If we go around saying there's some allegation against you, get in. Yes, get in, leave your work.
Yeah, the issue is not about arresting people, but it's to maybe suspend them, to remove them from the city.
You don't have to. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
And this is a very honest fact. And I said it somewhere. You know a tortoise?
Yes.
Right. If you find a tortoise on your Jura wall at home, and you know the tortoise cannot climb,
Yes.
what do?
Look for its owner.
Look for the owner.
So you are looking for the owner.
So the investigation will also encompass all those things and find out whether you are the owner.
Of the youth.
No, not owner of the youth. You're owner of corruption.
Oh, okay.
Owner of corruption. If you are the owner of corruption, we shall deal with you. Blessing. If you are the owner of corruption, we shall deal with you. Yeah. But anyhow, let us really, all of us, seriously, fight this scourge of corruption. It's terrible. It does not help the country. We cannot move forward with corruption. You know what they do in China? When those who get involved in corruption, you know what they do. You have read a lot about that. And you hardly find anything called corruption in China. Because they know the consequences. Here they ask you, get a job today, and you phone your uncle, says, I've got a job. And the uncle says, oh, well done. But is it possible to steal from your job? He says, no, I don't think so. He says, just leave that job. That's not a good job. You can't do things like that. We must have integrity. We must be honest. We must defend our country from all this scourge of corruption. But certainly, it's a very serious matter. We must all fight against it. All of us, whether in the private sector, in the public sector. Talk about it even home. Yeah. There are people who come home with something which you don't know where they got this from. And they say, where did you get this from? I says, no, don't worry. It's from somewhere. Let's not have a corrupt nation. Let us be free from corruption. I'm sure you are all going to assist in eradicating corruption across the country, wherever we are. It's a good thing to do, to have a clean country, corrupt-free country. Even investors get concerned when they know that your country is corrupt. So let's not do that.